globally, the global economy also fell. Global shares falling Monday, trading as worries grow about President Trump's imposing tariffs on key U.S. trading partners. And so France's stock market, Japan's stock market fell. And now, right now, we are taking a look at just the opening minutes of the Dow Jones index. You can see it has fallen right now about 500%. A lot of investors not sure what could happen when it comes to prices with those tariffs in place. To speak more on this, I do want to bring in Sandra Swirski, who is the CEO and founder of Integer LLC. And Sandra, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Live Now from Fox.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we were taking a look at the Dow Jones index, falling sharply, more than 400 points, about 500 points so far. A lot of concern about what these tariffs might mean for prices. President Trump saying, yes, people, consumers could feel the pain. Perhaps not, but there is a greater good, and we need to get through this in order to become stronger as an economic force. When it comes to what tariffs might do to prices on goods that we use every day, what does that look like?
Sure. So I'm going to take you right to the grocery aisles. We import a lot of fruits, vegetables, poultry, meat from Canada as well as from Mexico. And so we're going to feel it quite quickly. And that's because unlike other products that you can stockpile, it's very difficult to stockpile fruits and vegetables and produce and the like. And so I would anticipate that as soon as these tariffs go into effect, we're going to start seeing them in supermarket shelves within a week. And consumers are going to feel it. I think investors are feeling it right now as they watch the stock market tick down and down and down. That is a clear sign the market, the broader global economy, doesn't like what's going on. They're fearful of what these tariffs mean, not just for U.S. consumers, but for retaliatory measures that Canada and Mexico and even China could impose on our goods being exported to those countries.
And you were speaking of the retaliatory measures. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau already saying that he is going to be responding by tariffs of their own. The Mexican president mentioning that she's interested in doing the same. We know that President Trump is going to be speaking with them later on today. But when it comes to global economics, and you have these countries pitted against each other, increasing the tariffs globally, when it comes to the economy, what could this lead to?
Well, it could certainly lead to higher inflation. And we were just coming out from under record inflation, and it was ticking down, and all of these price increases could spur on more inflation. And we're going to see that on food prices. We're going to see that in gas prices. We're going to see that in washing machines and refrigerators and cars even. I think the American people are going to be certainly unhappy in the short run. They may even be unhappy in the medium to long run as well, particularly if the market keeps coming down and we dip potentially into what my friends call a potential recession.
Could this spur industries to look inward, meaning, stop manufacturing in other countries and really focus on U.S.-based industries and companies? So the pain is in the short term, but could that be a potential outcome in the long run?
Well, that's a great question. And I think that is the hope. The policy is a good one. We should be building and manufacturing here in the U.S. and not looking abroad for basic needs. And so the goal is to get businesses in the U.S. to expand, to create their own supply chains here in the U.S., and also to bring in foreign investment. When the president was in Davos recently, which is the World Economic Forum, he made a very strong case to world leaders and global companies. And he said, look, come to the U.S. for our lower tax rates. And if you don't, then if you cite buildings and materials and jobs elsewhere in the world, expect tariffs when they come into the US. And I think the president's going to have a real opportunity to lower taxes this year in order to attract some of that foreign investment, because we're due for a really big tax code rewrite this year. So he'll have the opportunity to show all those foreign investors that the US is a great place to invest so that we can strengthen our supply chains and not be so dependent on other countries for our basic needs.
When you're taking a look at this from that business, financial, economic perspective, are there any particular details or situations that you're keeping a very close eye on?
Yeah, I am. The president last night noted that China, Mexico, and Canada are potentially just the first. He's also looking at the European Union. We don't import nearly as much as we do from Canada, China, and Mexico, but we do import a fair amount from the European Union. He seeks to go after those countries and put tariffs on those imports. It's going to get quite nasty very soon. And it could really lead to a global trade war, which in the short run is not in consumers' interests.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see what those conversations are with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the president of Mexico. There could possibly be a scenario where all of this is avoided as the tariffs are set to take effect at midnight. Sandra, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Live Now from Fox.
Thank you.